20% of the people I've encountered in that game are kind of in that type of thing. So it may be due to either a lot of people who play that game are like that, or it could be due to like just playing games like that in general constantly could make you like that.
I can give perspective from my own view for that one, because I used to play MMOs a lot like that. I wouldn't say that I was like antisocial per se, but you might have thought I was, because I didn't like leaving my house. I would have rather stayed home and be on my computer and play the games. It's not that I didn't like going out, it was more like I just liked being in and being immersed in like this, fantasy world kind of thing. So I think at least for me, well, actually, as for me, I still like people. Like I didn't have any problem with people. I like people, but like between the real world and the fake world, I guess the virtual world, I just thought like it was easier to enjoy, being stimulated by the game much more easier than in real life for whatever reason. So that's just my perspective. However, me having playing these kinds of games for a long time, I would see certain kinds of people who were like on a lot. Like, okay, like people, like, I swear to God, you must be a different person on the same account, because there's no way you're still on, like you're still on all the time. And it's not just one or two people, it's several people. So I'm guessing that this kind of and it's just for one game too. Imagine like for the other big games, how it must be. So what I'm thinking is that in this age, there are more and more people who would just much rather stay at home and be like that, play the games a lot. But I don't think you can safely assume that because they do that they have some kind of strange antisocial thing.
Yeah, it might be, I don't know, because, by the way, what does MMO stands for?
It stands for like massively multiplayer online game.
So basically you have to log on to the internet to play with other people.
Yeah,
okay.
And it's the type of game where you have a character that represents you, and you are in control of that character. And so, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now I think I get the connection.
Oh,
with that, because say for example, you are in that game, right? And all of us have a different player. So we don't see each other. We are pretty much anonymous. We can definitely do whatever we want to be in this game.
Yeah.
So one thing that I'm thinking with
Charles.
the person that you're the reason why she does not like the real people is because in an MMO you can pretty much do whatever you want. You can be you can be kind, you can be rude, you can be whatever. But in real life, things is everything. Like one person could be rude and at the same time,
Yeah.
And
it's like very messy, like and getting to know we talk about how like life's progression just goes everywhere.
Yeah.
You don't know how to respond. But I guess like in MMO, it's like a very controlled environment, like where you have a set of actions and you expect what you get.
Yeah.
But in real life, it's like I don't really know how to equip myself for this.
Yeah. And I think you just express a lot more freely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Because they just put a command, you start dancing.
Yeah, there we go.
And the facial expressions, stuff that would just be really awkward in real life.
Yeah. So maybe like your friend, like she distances herself from people because she doesn't know how they're going to react, because she's so used to receiving very expected like actions.
And I think that maybe she just doesn't like the real world. Maybe she just likes the virtual world because it just has more to offer than the real world. In terms of relationships, I guess. It's kind of, I know that's not a popular opinion. It's probably not a good opinion, but there's definitely, the virtual world definitely has its pros and cons, I would say.
Yeah. It does, like, in a lot of like instances, like I'm like you, like I like the real world, but I also like the virtual world and everything. So like when it's like in there, it's like literally a world, well, more like a country in and of itself. It has its own economy system, has its own social hierarchies and everything.
There's celebrities and
yeah, the celebrities. So weird, but and everybody kind of does their own thing within this like this little built-in country. And what was I going with this?
you have your, so if you feel like you belong too, you know, because you have your friends, you have your guild, if there is one.
Yeah, I'm a leader.
So you feel like you belong too, you know, you build a sense of belonging. Actually, I didn't mention this either yet, where like if I would play, like I would be in this guild and I belong somewhere in this guild. Like people knew me, I felt like I was contributing to something. I had friends. I could even if we're not playing in the game, we could like Skype afterwards and like watch something. Like these MMOs offered a different sense of community. Like it's not the kind of community where we'll go watch a movie, go hang out, maybe go to like a party and drink and stuff like that. But I guess this is like a different kind of socializing.
It's like it's entirely different. My thing about it, like it's beautiful and it's wonderful and it has its own positives about it. Like I got a job because of it and things like that. Other people can make money doing all of that, but at the same time, like I feel it might be taking away from some others, not all. Like obviously, like there's people like me and you who can like kind of like go back and forth through it, but then like you were saying, the people who kind of like are always logged on,
it's like they gave up on like the real stuff, you know?
Yeah, it's kind of like just like staying within that, and then it's like I feel like certain parts of real life you kind of have to, or not have to, but
they're very much enjoyable too, you know?
And there's certain experiences outside that can be beneficial to some people.
It's just like real life. There's things in real life that you won't find in the virtual world. You know, there's like for example the bonding of 1-to-1, like that kind of stuff you won't encounter in the virtual world. So, and also like nature. You know, the typical things that comes into my mind. Nature.
Well, even if the graphics are really good. No.
Oh yeah, that's true. If
you can obviously feel the breeze through your hair. It's like just at the screen. Like,
you know, that brings up a good point, because with the Oculus Rift, if the graphics are good enough, you'll feel like you're outside. I mean, you could be flying like a bird. You know, and now you'll feel even more alive than in actual real life. So let's see what happens there. But
so, do you think that like video game technology will evolve where you don't even have a controller, you just go into like
if
the
it was that's
simulator,
Soul Art Online,
where it's like you can go into like this like pod, right?
I'm scared
and
of that game.
Yeah, you can go into this pod.
Or you can have this like virtual reality goggle, and you put it on, and then you see.
And you can smell like things too, and like
it's like 4D.
So.
Yeah, that's exactly Sword Art Online. It's an anime, just for information, it's an anime about basically just that, like people put on virtual reality and they basically download it into this game, and they can
like
feel
your
it.
consciousness.
Yeah, they can feel everything, everything's there.
Yeah.
So it's exactly like that, and I think like I saw like TED Talks about where people are trying to do something like that, like full immersive virtual reality.
Yeah, but isn't one of like one of the dangers of that is that like I was watching this anime called like Hack, and then like one of the dangers of that is that if you die in the game, you're like dead in real life.
That's the premise of the
problem.
That's the premise of the
Sword Art Online.
Sword Art Online is that the creator was like, well, we're going to make it so that you die in real life if you die in the game.
You can't log out.
And you can't log out at all. So you're like, they're stuck in the game until they can beat the game. And then people are just dying left and right.
Yeah, or I think in Hack, like, I don't remember, it's been like a few years, but like, there was this case where like some like the main character's friend just like dies in the game, or like just gets taken away, and then like the controller was in a coma, and then the main character has to like go to save the girl to like wake the real girl up in real life.
Sounds like a good plot.
It sounds very familiar with the Hunter x Hunter.
I want to watch that. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's very similar. It has like so there's characters who, so the main character lost his dad, or he didn't lost his dad, but he wants to find his dad, and the dad turns out to be the most powerful hunter, in their world, right? And so he wants to find the dad, and it turns out that the dad made a game for him to be found, and so it's called the Grid Island. So you have to, so the player, if they want to become a hunter, or if they are hunters already, they would have to log into that game and be there. And if you die, then you die in real life as well.
But is that like a